So to say I'm a keynote speaker, I'm sorry that's a gross exaggeration. So please bear with me. I'm going to probably get a little nervous. I'm going to probably get a little emotional, but I'm going to do the best I can to maybe promote this organization and just to give thanks for everything that's happened to me. So I'm very happy and honored to be here. Basically, it was it could have been very easy that I wouldn't have been able to attend at all. I had a serious incident, as I mentioned, at the BMO Center. What I was doing there, I was doing a referee soccer referee fitness test. And basically, if you want to ref at higher levels, they wanted me to do this fitness test, so I figured I'd do that because I do referee soccer. I thought I was in decent shape to take the test. And I thought it would be like alternating between like running an interval and then a pause and running an interval and a pause. But what it turned out to be was a beep test. Some of you out there might know what a beep test is. If you don't, I'm going to tell you what it is anyway. Basically, you run within a 20-meter grid, and you have to hit the other line before the computer beeps. And after every minute, so obviously you have to keep running faster. After every minute, the beeps go quicker. So I was trying to keep up to it, and basically, I think actually what they should do with this test is change the name of it to a bleep test. Because anybody that's done it, you know, they swear like heck when they're done doing that test. But anyway, I was into my 9th or 10th minute of doing this exercise, and I decided that was enough, so I stopped, and I began walking away from the others, and that's the last thing I remember. Because basically I kind of blew a gasket. Next thing I remember, I was in Victoria Hospital emergency room. Another referee that was in the clinic, Greg Pizzuti, he's a school principal in London, noticed that there was something wrong with me when I was walking away. So he followed me, and as I was wandering away from the crowd, he was there when I collapsed, and he immediately did the original assessment on me. He noticed that my heart had stopped because I had no pulse. And so he started CPR on me immediately. He called for help, and 2 police officers who were also in the referee fitness test, John Oliva and Carl Vink, came to help, as did Mark Francisco, who was schooled and trained in sports therapy. I talk about being in the right place if something like that's happening to you. What's amazing is that in the end, I basically had no heart damage at all. These guys were so professional and so quick getting me going again that by the enzyme test, I had very, very little heart damage at all. Those 4 individuals are with us here tonight, and I'd ask them to please stand up and be recognized for basically their expertise, skills, and bravery in keeping my stopped heart pumping until the defibrillator came. And also for applying the AED to me, basically to save my life. So again, guys, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, thank you, thank you. As you're all aware, the AED unit used on me was purchased by the Dave Mounsey Memorial Fund, which was donated in the name of Fire Captain Don Willis. Apparently, they only had to give me 1 shock with the paddles before my heart started up again. The ambulance arrived within 15 minutes, and all the while I received chest compressions before being rushed to emerge. A bit of a funny story that actually happened on my way to the hospital, apparently, and I was told this later, like I'm from Lambton County, I live near Kamlaki, north of Sarnia, and everybody there was from Middlesex because it was like a Middlesex ref clinic. So nobody there knew my last name. So the instructors basically said, told everybody in the clinic to grab their gym bags that were lined along the outside of the indoor gym there And so everybody grabbed their bags, and then my bag was the one left, and that's how they found out who I was. So anyway, when I awoke in the hospital, I didn't know where I was. They advised me I was VSA, which I learned right there that meant vital signs absent. I couldn't believe it because I thought I was fairly fit, but there I was. I never had any prior symptoms that something was wrong with my heart. I actually felt physically fine at this point, but my mind was totally confused. I spent 3 days at Vic, and the angiogram, which is a test where they run a dye through your heart, showed that my left anterior descending artery was 90% blocked near its source, and its main tributary was also 80% blocked. This blood vessel is one of the main ones that brings blood to your heart. So as I said, I never had any symptoms that I had this condition at all. I guess that's why they call it the silent killer. So anyway, because the blockage was near the start of the artery, I had to have open heart surgery. So I had a double bypass operation, which was done at University Hospital by Dr. Novak, who did the surgery on me on May the 1st. So I instantly became a member of the Zipper Club. The Zipper Club is exclusive to people who have the big scar down their chest after open heart surgery. So I've joined that club, which is pretty cool. I came home 4 days later, one day before my 60th birthday. And I kept telling everybody, this is like the best birthday present I've ever had in my life. And everybody said, well, oh yeah, you're kidding. I said, no, I'm not kidding, because if I had been anywhere else, when this happened to me, like, I wouldn't be here today. So basically, you know, I was very, very blessed that I was in that situation, and we had the help of those people and the defibrillator there to help me. And even Dr. Novak commented to me, he said, I was going to have an episode at some point in my life, whether it was 3 months or 3 years from now with that blockage, I was going to have an episode. So for it to happen where I had all this professional help, that's just amazing. And also, you know, with the DMM fund, having a defibrillator there is obviously a big contributor as well. So I've been asked, like, you know, when you have this near-death experience, like, did you see your life flash before your eyes, or did you see like a bright white light? I said, no, I didn't see any of that. Like I said, the next thing I remember was waking up in the hospital. So another friend of mine asked me, he said, perhaps did it feel like really hot, and somebody with horns was kind of prodding you with a fork? Thank God I didn't feel or see that either. Another friend told me he was surprised I had a heart attack. He said, because I didn't think you had a heart. You know, I think I need new friends. Another cousin of mine told me, he said, he came to see me in the hospital, and he said, I knew you weren't going to die, because he said, only the good die young. And I said, thanks, Ed. But you know, what Ed said is a very, very true statement. There's a lot of good people that died way too young. Whether they were police officers, firemen, EMS people, or military people, people that are on the line of duty, died way too young. So basically what he said, even though he was being facetious when he said it to me, there's a lot of truth in what he said. And all these people protect us, defend us, and save us. So it's really awesome and cool that this fund names defibrillators in their name so to keep their memory alive. So basically, there's 35 or 36 defibrillators been donated for these people. So I'd like everybody to give a round of applause for all the people that donated or basically sacrificed their lives. On Tuesday, it's Remembrance Day, but I think I've learned that every day is Remembrance Day at the Dave Mountsie Memorial Fund. I know I was very lucky, but the biggest part of my luck was that there was capable and trained people there to deal with my very serious problem. Also contributing to my luck was the fact that the DMMF is doing its great work, so it's not all luck either. Perhaps it's divine intervention. and God still has stuff He wants me to do on this earth. Anyway, I'm feeling pretty good these days, so I know I'm truly blessed. There's no way I can properly thank the people who saved my life that fateful day, and for the DMMF for having the foresight to put AEDs in strategic locations. But as a token of appreciation and to pay it forward, my family tonight would like to donate a defibrillator unit to the Dave Morrissey Memorial Fund. I'm almost done. In closing, I'd like to just make 2 suggestions. The first is to be generous and support this fund. They obviously made a huge difference in my outcome. The more dollars that are raised will only increase the odds that there's more good news stories like mine to come forward. The second and even more important thing is to take a day or 2 out of your busy schedules to upgrade your first aid, CPR, and AED training. If it hadn't been for my 4 new heroes being trained properly, it would have been a totally different ending. AEDs will talk you through the instructions, but having the initial CPR until the defibrillator arrives is critical. In fact, if there's no AED around, obviously CPR is everything. I updated my training last month, and I hope I can someday maybe help someone like Gabe, John, Mark, and Carl did for me. Dr. Novick told me confidently that if the patient gets to the hospital alive, they will almost surely bring him back to good health. I truly believe that is a fact, because I learned that London Health Sciences Centre is one of the premier cardiac care hospitals in all of North America. With more defibrillators and more people trained in CPR and first aid, more people will surely survive after having a heart incident. No one knows the future, so being prepared is the best motto. The person you save could very well be a loved one, or it could be a total stranger, as it was in my case, but who also has loved ones, like I have with my family here today. So I ask all here present to make that commitment here and now to get that training. It could be the most important thing you've ever done. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks very much. That's Frank.